Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Destination Fantasy Podcast. Oh, whoa, look who's back.
I know, man. Like
From a
it's
2 week.
crazy, man.
At least he come back, strong with the hoodie and all. Well,
Yes,
welcome back, Deshaun. How you been?
yes, we did.
Man, I've been good, man, and I appreciate you guys for holding down the fort. My new job has been going very, very well. Thank you guys for supporting that. But I'm back, baby.
Hey, no, we get it. I mean, hey, we all working men, we all fathers, we all, doing the thing. So, I mean, we doing this out the kindness and love of our hearts to be here every Sunday morning with you all. So, all right, we got a lot to dissect. I know last week, I was just doing the solo dolo thing, but I'm glad to have both of you all back. First thing I want to get into Christian McCaffrey. This is like a repeat, like a horror story, like type deal. People just drafting him first overall once again, and I don't remember the last time I seen him on the field. So any Christian McCaffrey owners out here? Do we have any?
Yep, I got one. I got him in one league. One league.
All right. So my question to you is: do you regret drafting this man?
I'm gonna say yes and no. I mean, it's gonna always be regrets when you draft, arguably the number one pick in, any fantasy league in Christian McCaffrey. But on the same token, you got to be smart enough to like handcuff Jamar. You and I spoke on it like numerous amounts of times. Whenever you draft like a Christian McCaffrey, you want to go ahead and draft Chuba Herbert like I did. And for like the past couple of weeks, he's been filling in pretty damn well. But has it been up to McCaffrey's standards? No. But he has been pretty effective at giving you like a RB2 type of field since he's been in the lineup. But I mean, and you see it with players like Dalvin Cook. I drafted Dalvin Cook in probably about 3 leagues, but I drafted Alexander Madison in every league right behind him, and he's filled in wonderfully. So I think it's just one of those things that you kind of have to be like smart with like a pick like that early, and like you just know that it's going to be a heavy usage guy. And like with heavy usage comes, injuries. It's just a part of the game. Make sure you got those handcuffs ready.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, I say it like this: if you drafted him last year and went through that pain, and you drafted him again this year and then learned from last year, I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. I mean, anytime you have a big player, an elite player at the running back position, if you don't like come up with a contingency plan, if you just out here living, YOLO, you're screwed. If you
Yep.
come out here, being like Batman or something, then you're fine, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. He's on IR. He's not only he missed like the last 2 to 3 games, he's gonna miss an additional 3 games. So it's like, I hope you survive during that tenure. Some other players that's going on IR here.
Hmm.
Russell Wilson, he officially got put on IR. I mentioned this a little bit last week. Chris Carson, that's the news that came out a couple of days ago with him. So, like, seriously, like, what's next for this team? Like, you got Geno at quarterback. You still got mouths to feed in DK and Tyler Lockett here. Alex Collins is the next man up. So it's like, it might be running back by committee. I don't know, but like, what's your expectations here with the Seattle Seahawks offense?
Man, like I think that everyone should take like a wait and see approach. And again, I'm not saying like bench a DK Metcalf, like that would be asinine. I'm not saying bench Tyler Lockett, but Alex Collins. They play the Steelers in this week, and we have been pretty good against the run. So if you want to avoid just inserting him straight into the lineup, like I think that would be in your best interest. Like just to see how Geno is gonna gel with this offense. He looked okay, in relief for Russell Wilson. I think he even threw a strike to DK Metcalf when he was in there. So I think DK is going to be the guy that I worry about the least. But Tyler Lockett is going to come. I'm like, maybe he'll give you something one week, and then like the next week he might be kind of like a boom or bust type deal. But as far as like that backfield goes, Jamar, they may even take a running back by committee approach. Pete Carroll already said, mentioning Travis Homer getting like additional reps as well. So that's just like one of those situations that you want to just wait and see how it's going to play out, how well Geno is going to play this week.
Yeah, just to kind of chime in on that, with Tyler Lockett, I think his route tree is a little bit bigger than DK Metcalf, so I think he'll still be serviceable. And the running back, I mean, they said that I was gonna say Carolina, Seattle had a stable running back. So, like you said, it's gonna be kind of running back by committee. You still got Penny, yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, from a fantasy perspective, I mean that his name is what his worth is right now.
I mean, for the number 1 draft pick, bro. I mean, this might be it.
Bro, like a lot of he's a first round pick. Nobody talks about him because I mean, from day one, he's been injured and never seen the field. And then Chris Carson, who comes in, who's a late round pick or undrafted, I forgot which one. He just comes in and wins the job over like 4 other people, and the rest is history, right?
Yeah.
So I forgot Rashad Penny even played football. So, I mean, we'll see. They also got DJ Dallas, who a couple of years ago had some value when a couple people was hurt. So I don't know. I guess it's more so if the offense can stay on the field and move chains. If they can move chains, then actually players can be productive, right? Yeah. So we will see. Now, here's somebody who actually on the right side of things. So Zach Ertz played Thursday night. In which I find was an interesting game. They went for 2-point conversion and kind of screwed me out of some money. I'm not going to talk about it. But nevertheless, Zach Ertz went to bed 2-4 and woke up 5-0. And I talked to you all as soon as it happened about this trade. So, what is Zach Ertz, expectations here? What are your thoughts with this dynamic, high-power offense in Arizona?
Man, I think Arizona's going all in. I think they feel that they got something special here. I think that they can, make a legit shot at the title by adding a seasoned veteran like Zach Ertz. Make no mistake about it. Zach Ertz's name has been ringing bells in the fantasy world, Jamar, for the past 5 to 7 years. He's been that dude. So I don't think he has any issues fitting in here with DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray and those guys, man. I can't wait to see him. I can't wait until he gets out there. Hopefully he can return back to rare form. The defense has been doing their thing. As long as they keep playing that middle of the pack, you know what I mean? Defense, and they have been very, very solid. It's just an all-around electric team. They got weapons on top of weapons. They still got Kyler Murray, who is definitely top 3 in MVP voting right now. So, I mean, I really like it. I really do. And shout out to the Cards for noticing hey, we got something special here. Let's just build upon it.
Yeah, absolutely. The rich just got richer. I think he'll kind of have a effect. I see his numbers going up, kind of we'll talk about him a little bit later, Dalton Schultz. You got DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. I can't. Geez, I'm drawing blanks. Who's their third receiver out there?
Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore.
Yeah, Rondale. I saw you got this plethora of wide receivers, and then now you add this tight end into the mix. I think his numbers go up. Now, I would kind of be wary of it because you never know who's going to go off that day. But he's all I'll pick him up as at least a backup tight end. I mean, he could start because he can have those big games, but yeah, most definitely worth the pickup.
I mean, I'll say this because it's starting to look like a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fantasy scenario.
Similar. Yep.
All those weapons, a lot of mouths to feed, but everybody can be relevant, and you starting to feel comfortable starting a lot of these guys every week if you got them. So just something to point out. And then lastly, the guy that he replaced, Williams, I think his name was Max Williams at tight end. He was actually, starting to pop up on radars here for streaming options or just to pick up on your team before he got hurt. So, if anything, that's a little encouraging there for Zach Ertz going there, but we will see. Now, I know that both of you all, including myself, have players on our team that, has been a very, pleasant surprise. And then also there's players, what the heck? Bro, where you at? We need you. And so before we get into today's games, we have a segment called Biggest Surprises and Calling Out Players. And so we're going to start with part-time over here. And here we go. Here, go ahead and let us know who you surprise and who you calling out.
Man, biggest surprise for me, man, has been Mike Williams and Dawson Knox. Like these two guys have been phenomenal, especially Dawson Knox, man. It just basically came out of nowhere. And again, I know he started heating up toward the latter part of last season, but I'm just gonna go over a couple of his stats. You know, and he just basically towards the beginning of the season he was like kind of cool, and now he's really heating up. So week 1 versus Pittsburgh, 8 fantasy points, then he went to 9, then 14, then 20, then 20. But during this whole span, he scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns in 5 weeks. So that has been amazing. He has been a big red zone target. He has even made the big chunk play. So Josh Allen is actually like looking forward. This guy, man, like he's looking to throw his way, which is definitely a good sign. And the other guy who I want to talk about is Big Mike Williams. Look, we all know that he was going to be a tremendous talent when he got drafted, but he just seemed like he just really couldn't put it together. But this year he has done exactly that, and man, he has been strictly fantastic. So week 1 versus Washington, 22 fantasy points, versus Dallas, 22 fantasy points, versus Kansas City, 33 fantasy points, Las Vegas, 2, and then week 5, 36. So, dude, that is simply ridiculous. So if like this dude, he's basically become a set it and forget it wide receiver. He is giving you wide receiver 1 numbers right now. So if you own any of these two guys at this particular point in the game, like they have become set it and forget it players. Now that may change, but these two guys have been outstanding. So keep doing your thing. I am an owner of Dawson Knox in multiple leagues. I do not own Mike Williams, and that is one of my biggest regrets. So.
All right. So next up, what you got, man?
All right, I'm kind of piggyback on that. Who's Mike Williams catching passes from?
That'd be Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. But everybody talks about this sophomore slump. That is not a thing anymore. So we want to start pulling out points. I own Justin Herbert in every single one of my leagues. I drafted him in probably like the 4th round or something like that. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and pick this guy up. He kind of slung it. I think he's got some pretty good weapons out there, and he's lighting it up. He's had last week he gave me about 55 points up against Cleveland, which is pretty good defense. He kind of started off a little slow, but then he took off. And then secondly is Dalton Schultz. Now this is going to be I kind of mentioned it like a few minutes ago. I think he's kind of benefiting from that stable of running backs, but he's turned to a pretty serviceable tight end. We talked about that. I drafted George Kittle, and I was like, holy smokes! Now I have George Kittle. He's basically trade bait right now, just in case somebody's like, hey, I want to pick up freaking George Kittle. And then my calling out. I know they say your best ability is availability, and please stop putting Saquon Barkley in your top picks at running back. This man stays hurt. He's out more than my dad on days he's supposed to come pick me up. I'm coming with that heat. And then Julio Jones. Oh, my God. I bet he missed Matt Ryan. I was going to throw Ryan Tannehill on here because you have 2 top receivers and you're not picking up the numbers. It's not happening. I don't know if they're not clicking. I don't know what it is. But those are my surprises and my call-outs. And I try to do it in one deep breath. Yeah. Let's roll. Let's go.
Hold up, Jamal. We gotta go back because I did not get a chance to do my call outs. I'm sorry. I got a bone to pick with one wide receiver right now. That wide receiver is Stephon Diggs. Look, I understand that they are basically cream of the crop right now. Buffalo Bills are probably the team to beat. In my opinion, right now, they are the front runner to win the Super Bowl, in my humble opinion. I know it's a lot of mouths to feed, but Stephon Diggs, come on, bro. Like you had an amazing season last year. I'm not sure if it's like Josh Allen, if the chemistry has taken a step back, but it's like ever since like they took that Sports Illustrated cover, and like they had like the bromance, man, things been kind of trending downward for those guys, man. So week 1, 15 points, 16, 12, 18, and then last week 8. That is not as Stephon Diggs' season. Like I'm looking forward to him to get it going, and if there is a week for him to get it going, it will be against Tennessee. They basically have a Pop Warner secondary right now. Anyone can basically throw on these guys. So hopefully he can get it together. Now, this is not a shot to Stephon Diggs. I know it's talent, but this is like a calling out. I'm just saying, wake up, bro. That's all I'm saying. I got you in like 4 leagues, dude. So I need you, bro. So the other guy I want to talk about is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Oh my God. This guy was drafted even before he even played a down because everybody know that he was going into a Andy Reid offense, and you have not, like, you haven't even lived up to like the billing, bro. Like you're on a team with Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and Cheetah, and I get that. But I need to see more out of you to, warrant that first round pick. Coming out of LSU, we thought he was going to be that deal, but bro, you haven't even came anywhere close to that. And again, I know he's out on IR right now, but I'm still strictly speaking to CEH, man. Bring it, bro. Bring it.
Rumors going around that Kansas City are looking at a running back out of Indianapolis by the name of Marlon Mack, he would be a great fit there. I love Marlon Mack. He was a 1,000-yard rusher before he got hurt. I think he would fit that offense because he can catch. He can catch. That's not his biggest thing, but I mean, a 1,000-yard rush. I think he would eat in that offense. I would love to see him go somewhere like that because, I mean, Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if y'all noticed yet, but he's that dude, and that's kind of
he's done.
And then you got Naheem Hines. That's your Swiss Army knife running back. So it's taking touches away from Marlon Mack, which, I mean, hopefully Kansas City does the right thing and picks him up.
So between both of you all, I felt that. I felt like everything you all said. The players you called out, look, Deshaun in the main league, I drafted Diggs. Ever since the bromance, I feel like they need to break up or something.
like a Bobby and Whitney relationship.
Dude, I need my targets back. I need my yard. I need my touchdowns. That's what I need. They need to break up. I don't know. And then also the other wide receiver I drafted, who was honorable mention on my list, AJ Brown. He's been suspect as well. So that's my honorable mention. But let's get into some positive news here. So. All right, so the two that I definitely want to give a shout out to Cordero Patterson, DeAndre Swift, Cordero Patterson. That's probably the biggest one to me, by far. Entering this week, he has a bye week with the Falcons right now, but running back 3 on the season, 3, and in the 5 games that he's played, 4 of them are double-digit affairs. You got one that's over 23 points. You got a 3-touchdown game that led over 34 points in that one. I mean, I know Mike Davis owners are pretty mad right now.
Heated.
The Calvin Ridley owners might be a little upset too. Kyle Pitts owners until last week was pretty mad. And somehow this guy has been the most consistent weapon on the Atlanta Falcons. Mm. And during my little solo soliloquy last week, I mentioned that I feel like his production might actually be stable going forward in that offense. And that's scary. So yeah, shout out to him. The gadget man is actually being a productive fantasy player now. Who knew? The second person I want to get into is good old DeAndre Swift, because I drafted him as my RB2, and he's playing as an RB1 right now. Running back 8 on the year. He has 3 games over 20 fantasy points. Found the end zone 1, 2, 3 times, but it's just the fact that his volume is there, right? Jared Goff doesn't really have any real wide receivers to throw to. TJ Hawkinson, I mean, he's been banged up a little bit, but I mean, he gets a little share. Every now and then you hear from a Cephas or a Brown Saint, I don't know who, but DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams and TJ Hawkinson has been the big beneficiaries of Jared Goff and that kneecap biting offense. And I think Swift is definitely has a chance to finish top 10 for real this year. Yep. Now, my beef is with Miles Sanders and George Kittle. And let me point this out. And it's not even more so about Miles Sanders himself, because he done nothing wrong. It's more so about the Philadelphia offense and their philosophy. They don't run the ball enough. And here's a telling stat that I found this morning. So Miles Sanders has rushed for positive yards on 98.2% of his attempts this season, highest amongst all running backs. And don't even utilize the man. Yeah.
I don't really think your beef is with Miles Sanders. Your beef is with Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
We put Nick Sirianni up there.
Yeah, but Miles Sanders he just happened to be the sacrificial lamb here. because he was drafted to be an RB2. This man's running back 28 on the year. Somehow, I feel like it should be a lot worse than that based on how they approach running the ball and giving him targets and everything else. But I don't know. We'll see. He actually might have a chance to turn it around as opposed to this other guy, George Kittle. I have him in one league, but I've heard time and time again from you and other people who own George Kittle how reckless this is, how bad this is. I mean, George Kittle, ADP, he was going what, late second round, early third round this year?
Yeah.
Tight end 17 on the season. I mean, that doesn't add up. Between the fact that I think he had one solid game when he was playing and his availability. I mean, that was his issue last year, right? Availability.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 years ago, he, was tossing New Orleans players all over the field and, causing earthquakes and stuff. And everybody have high expectations of the guy, but you're not playing. And I feel like that's the whole MO of the San Francisco 49ers, right? Like availability.
Yeah, their medical staff has got to be like trash and conditioning. Let's get these boys stretched out. Like, yeah.
Like, well, how they employed? Like, some got to give because you got all these running backs out. Like Jimmy G can't stay healthy to save his life.
He can never stay healthy. Like even when he was in New England, he got hurt. No.
George Kittle. I feel like the whole team is trying to play for the glass fraternity here. That's what it feels like. And so George Kittle owners, I feel you on that. I do. I feel your beef with him. I get it. It sucks.
Straight bait.
Yeah. Once he gets a couple of games under his belt that actually be productive,
he's gone.
Get him out quick.
Yes. He's gone.
For that trade deadline. Otherwise, you screwed. All right. So we have some games today. We do. Got, I think, like 4 teams on bye. But we have a special game this morning in London. And my beef with London is they keep sending over these sorry teams to London. Like the total wins of these 2 teams is 1 on the season. 1. Like, why do we do this? And so somebody has a bold prediction this morning.
I do, man. And that was one of my bold predictions. Look, Jesus, and this one is Super Bowl, you guys. Considering that a couple weeks ago, Myles Gaskin at your Indianapolis Colts, he had 2 attempts. Like, that was it. 2 attempts rushing for 0 fantasy points. And this was just 2 weeks ago. A lot of people drafted Myles Gaskin to be a back-end RB2, considering the usage that he had from the previous season. Like, he heated up last year, man. And, like, the 10 games that he played, like, what he did was ridiculous. And, like, coming in, I'm thinking, like, oh boy, man, this dude is about to take off, but he hasn't even come remotely close to that. So anyone that bitched Myles Gaskin last week against Tampa Bay, I can't really blame you. But you had 31 points sitting up on your bench. I got him in a couple of leagues, and he was on my bench, and I didn't even feel bad for myself for leaving him out there, considering how his production has been going. With that being said, I think Myles Gaskin can be like one of those players that if he is targeted enough inside the passing game, he'll be enough that you would want to play this guy at least as a flex minimum. You know what I mean? He is a heck of a receiver out the backfield. And honestly, with a lot of their players banged up, I mean, I don't think Devontae Parker is going to play this week. Will Fuller is out this week. Tua Tagovailoa will come back. But like, Dolphins are like pretty banged up right now. And one of the guys who can make plays should be Myles Gaskin. And again, he gets a soft Jacksonville defense this week. So my bold prediction is he'll finish as a top 10 running back. PPR anyway.
Now, is Jacksonville's defense going to be soft like Urban Meyer, or we're not winning here right now?
No, they got to grind it out, man.
It's a kid's story now.
Literally. You see what he did there?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that. See,
okay. Man,
we up this morning.
I mean, look, Myles Jack, he's not playing at all. I mean, I seriously can see Myles Gaskin have a pretty darn good day here if they choose to run the ball. Or who knows? I mean, they could choose to throw like 5 picks with Tua, and then Trevor can come back and throw about another 4 himself. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this game. All I know is the Jags have been over to London so much, they actually have a fan base over there. They do. Dolphins been over a couple times. They might have a few jerseys in the crowd. I don't know. This game has a lot of different alternate endings. So we'll see. I mean,
I guess we tune into this one. I mean, because this is early football. I mean, I don't
early football. Why not?
Yeah. You're right. They don't send good teams over there.
No,
they don't.
I mean, you would think, man, if you want to put your team on the map or put your league on the map, like you would want to send a better team. Like, okay. Like you basically send like the JV squad to go play. Like,
but they love it over there. So
I get it.
I really don't get it, and I think I heard that all the teams that they sent over there just so happen to have losing records at the time when they send them.
So is it like a punishment or something?
You keep losing, you'll take it to London. It's so crazy. They thought about. I've heard like people talking about that Jacksonville could possibly move over there.
I mean,
they've already got 3 teams in Florida. Why not?
I mean, how would that work though?
It will work.
Logistics.
People are gonna watch just because it's like we saw early football. So they'll have their own slot by being able to play like a certain time. I mean, that's it.
No, I understand that part. It is more so the players that got to like travel back over here and play games at a different time zone.
Don't nobody care about them.
I mean, so what? They should get like a premium that they got to be away from their families for that long, man. I mean, that's
they play for the Jags. Nobody cares. Like,
man, that's tough.
AFC South, my bad.
Oh man,
Facebook user, consistent with it, love it.
It's definitely been a rumor. So, I mean, I guess, like you said, nobody cares about the Jags, right?
Nah.
Wow.
I like James Robinson on there, man. James Robinson should have a very, very good day this week.
He should. He's been a
bright spot. Yeah,
he has. He really has. So, all right, enough about that JV trailer park game. All right, we're gonna get into some noon games that's worth watching. All right, Packers, Bears. So, as people know, David Montgomery, he's out. He's on IR, NCL sprain. He'll be back in about a month. Damian Williams was supposed to start until a couple of days ago. You know, he tested positive for COVID. So that went out the window. So next man up, Khalil Herbert, who actually did not look bad at all last week. That man ran the ball 17 to 18 times. Had about, I think about 75, 80 yards or so last week. So not bad. Look, before we went on air, I gave reasons why I feel like we have a chance to win today. And that's just more so because we have an identity on offense. We run the ball. As long as we can run the ball and, you know, do things that, you know, is for Justin Herbert's Justin Fields' skill set, then we
I know he's playing quarterback for him right now.
Hey, man, chill out with that. Last time I checked, my team has a winning record on this panel.
Not for long.
Hey, it's what you did for me lately. So right now, at this moment, we do.
What channel are you playing on?
I guess Fox. I don't know. I've been watching.
I thought they were going to move this game to the Food Network. Because my boy Aaron Rodgers about to be slicing and dicing and cooking them up today. He's cooking up some baby bears today. But hold on, I'm going to go ahead and let you do your thing, big dog. This is for talking about my Indiana teams. I seen that. Nah, you getting shade all day long. All day.
You just couldn't let me live, huh?
Nope.
Just couldn't let me live. Look, what I said.
Don't try to clean it up now.
Look, what I said was warranted at the time.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Jamar. So it's out there, bro. So it's you know, if we got to come back and like review this and we'll see exactly what you said. I mean, you know, once it's out there, bro. I mean, you care to, you know, take anything back or nah?
Nah, man. I'm gonna die on my hill.
Okay.
Ride or die on my hill with my Bears flag behind me hanging up.
All right.
No, sure. But all right. In all seriousness, no. I think Herbert is a good play today if you need a running back, especially the ones that's, you know, McCaffrey, you know, affected, or Nick Chubb. He's not playing, and you don't have Kareem Hunt. I mean, he's a pretty good streaming option here today. Bears pass catchers might actually, show up today. No Jair Alexander, he's on IR. The Bengals had their way against the Packers defense last week. I mean, maybe, just maybe, that man Allen Robinson might show up today. Maybe.
Hopefully, man, because sheesh.
Did we have an argument about him should be like top tier wide receiver?
We did, and he hasn't gave us that this year. And I'm an A-Rob guy. Like Jamar knows that I'm an A-Rob guy, but it's if I'm gonna be sticking my neck out for you, man, like don't let it get chopped off.
I'm not even coming at you on this one though. I'm not coming at you, Jamar, on this one. I don't think it's like his fault. I think it's the quarterback.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Teams and like so, yeah.
No, it's definitely not his fault. Good morning, Brandon. Mr. Brandon Price.
Thanks for chiming in, Brandon.
But, he said Facebook user is Brandon Price. Okay, my guy. Good morning, brother.
Oh man. I guess on the other side of the ball, you're starting the main Packer guys, right? But I will point out that I think Aaron Rodgers is quarterback 18 on the year so far. So
yeah.
I mean, you should, but Bears defense has not been terrible. Just saying. All right, we gonna move on because I see your face right now, so we gonna move on. All right, Bengals versus Lions. So two teams that probably had the worst luck last week, right? Yeah. The worst luck. The Bengals, I'm like really mad at them. They should have beat the Packers like 5 times last week. That made me mad. And then the Lions actually had the game won. In my heart, the Lions won, but Vikings.
In your heart.
I needed the Lions to win last week. Honestly, I feel like this game can actually, be very, very fantasy friendly today. Very fantasy friendly. Is Jamar Chase, beautiful name by the way, is he going off again today?
Yep, he should. Honestly, Jamar Chase is looking like the offensive rookie of the year right now, and it's by a mile. He's been phenomenal. He has been, like his deep ball, he's been good deep. He's been good deep. Pause. So it's like it's one of those things to where it's like I am extremely happy that I drafted this guy, and like I think I got him in 3 leagues right now, and I had him playing as like my flex. So needless to say, I'm set up in those leagues to where I do have a winning record, just because of that guy. So he's been great. But the Bengals have a plethora of wide receivers. The Lions have their couple of main guys. Like they have T.J. Hockenson. They have like you already mentioned, Jamar, DeAndre Swift. Like those 2 guys are going to get theirs. I even think that Jared Goff has some relevancy in this game. Again, if you have, and this is like 16-team leagues, 12-team leagues for if you need like a streaming option. They are at home. I think he can be serviceable this week. But again, very fantasy friendly game. Go ahead and start the guys that you normally start and expect for them to, come close to their projections this week.
Boy, Walter's face has been on one the whole time.
Yeah, I'm like 7 years old, bro.
Look, man, I had to clear that up, man.
That was a quick pause.
It didn't sound right in my head.
Smoothly transition to the rest of it. Oh, that just made my day, man. I'm not even going. I can't even get into this.
Well, quick question here for this game though. Who has more points, Jamar Chase or DeAndre Swift?
Jamar Chase.
DeAndre Swift.
Ooh. I respectfully disagree. I picked up Jamar Chase. Like it was like right after the preseason. He had all those drops and everything. I said, you know what? I think they're gonna pretty much come through, and it's paid off. I'm a gambling man, and this gamble's paid off.
It really has. But I just think DeAndre Swift brings it in 2 like facets. So if he can't even get anything going in like the running game, he also has like the passing game, and he doesn't have anybody to like compete with like that. So I mean, you still got the Boykins there. You still got the Higgins there. I mean, you still got guys like that can still compete. Joe Mixon is still taking away like some of those targets inside the passing game. So I'm gonna go with DeAndre Swift. I still think that they both produce somewhere near 20 fantasy points this week, in my opinion. I just say that Swift goes for like 23 to 25, and I think that Jamar Chase somewhere 18 to 20.
Who wins the game, the Lions or the LSU Bengals?
I'm gonna go. Hey, the Lions got to pull one off. I'm gonna go Lions.
LSU got this.
I might have to take LSU. The Lions should have won last week.
Man, the Lions got the worst luck right now. I just think that they should be able to put one away, and this may be it. This may be the game that they should be able to put away.
I wouldn't say that. You said the Lions got the worst luck.
Yeah, man.
You see who's behind me right now?
Yeah. But it's like the games that they were in the season, man. It's like I wish we could just like pull that stat, like how close they were to winning like multiple football games this season.
Look, I'll bring up some. So
okay.
All right, so let's see. Week 2 against the Packers. I mean, they was actually, winning that game for quite a while after halftime, and then Aaron Rodgers woke up. Week 3 against I think that was against Baltimore, where they actually was winning 4th and 19. Like the Ravens converted a 4th and 19, and then it took a Justin Tucker NFL record 66-yard field goal that he hit the crossbar and bounced through to beat the Lions. And then, last week, they were down, and then I saw it live where they stripped whoever was running the ball at the time, stripped him, scored, went for 2, and actually took the lead with 37 seconds left and should have won that game. And Adam Thielen, who didn't catch a pass the whole game, caught 2 passes, and then they kicked the game-winning field goal. When the last time you ever heard the Vikings hit a game-winning field goal? And so it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, that's family right there. What's up, Alex?
Oh,
Gamer Nation, what's good, bro?
Huge.
What's going on, man?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, Jamar, and I think that the Lions got the worst luck right now, man. It's like they just can't seemingly put one away. So it's like I'm going with the Lions this week, and I know that I'm gonna be the cheese stands alone right here, right? So I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna take Detroit this week. I think they got some things working in their favor. So let's see. We'll see.
Hey, you and Dan Campbell gonna be crying on this one.
Or not me. It's not my team. I really don't care. As long as TJ Hockenson gets his.
It's either that or they bite kneecaps. It's one or the other.
Right.
All right, so we're going to head down to Indy to this one. And so somebody has a bold prediction here.
Oh, speak on it, bro.
And before just real quick, T.Y. Hilton is he's active and making his debut this season. So go on ahead, super fan.
Today's the day. All right, T.Y. Hilton. It's October. I mean, what's T.Y. Hilton's nickname?
Ghost.
Oh, you guys got it. Ghost, October. It's going to happen. And he owns stock in the Houston Texans. T.Y. Hilton's going to make his return today. Carson Wentz going to throw a couple of them deep because I don't know who the heck is playing. I was going to say the other word. I don't know who the heck's playing cornerback for the Houston Texans. I think we're going to eat them up. And it's time for us. Like, our schedule is getting really weak right now. So we're going to get into that win column that the Bears are in right now. I think, week by week by week, we got them. And then I think we got the Jets and, we get the Jags. So we start to get in that really time. Yeah. So, everything's looking good right now. We're starting to beat them bottom tier teams that the Bears and beat. You getting smoked all day, bro.
The Raiders is not a bottom tier team.
You said who?
The Raiders.
The racists? I mean, the Raiders?
Woo!
It's early. I'm on it. I'm on it, Jamar. Get back up. Come on. Get back up like my boy Deontay. So I think T.Y. Hilton's going to have a pretty good game. Then you got Michael Pittman. It may take a little bit away from him, or you may have that kind of, I don't know, it might have a positive effect on Michael Pittman, but I think T.Y. goes up today. We got that big down the field threat, which we didn't have before. I thought we were going to get it in Paris Campbell, but that man's he can't stay healthy. So T.Y. big game today. 100 yards, 2 tubs. You heard it here first.
Man, I'm with you though, Walter. Like I I wouldn't go that far and say that he's going to have that huge of production upon his first game back, but I like the things that you're saying. Look, he does bring them an extra dynamic that they have been missing. Pittman has probably been like the only consistent wide receiver that they had. Like, offensively, man, like you guys just don't look the part right now. It's not because the offense doesn't work. The backfield is okay, and it's just you don't have those receivers to throw to. I think Ghost gives them an extra element in which they were missing. I think they should run away with this one, like fairly easily. But just because I just feel like it'll be more of a Jonathan Taylor game, just because of how like the game flow would go. Considering that you guys should like beat them up early, and Jonathan Taylor should wear them down towards the end of the game. So I think Jonathan Taylor can be a top 5 running back this week. But man, Ghost, like those numbers would put him around wide receiver 2 for the week.
Have you seen his have you seen his stats against the Houston Texans? Like, he always goes off against the Houston Texans. That's it. I mean, no, I'm with you, bro. It's just, man, like he hasn't played in a while. Don't you think he got to like knock like the cobwebs off or something like that first? Hey, he's a ghost, man. You gotta worry about that.
Okay.
No cobwebs on the ghost.
I'm gonna keep my eye on this one too.
All right.
T.Y. Hilton. I'm penciling it in.
All right.
And so let me ask both of you all something, because as you know, I'm in a 16-team league, and in this league here, you start 3 wide receivers. I have Adam Thielen, I have Cortland Sutton, I also have Michael Pittman, and on my bench I have Christian Kirk. So should I keep Pittman in, or should I switch out to Christian Kirk? And that's just more so, do you really believe that the target share on Michael Pittman is going to decrease significantly for me to even consider putting in Christian Kirk?
I would leave Pittman in just because Christian. There's too many weapons on Arizona. I mean, you could lose out. So with Pittman, Ty is that deep ball threat. Pittman's that big wide receiver that you're going to target in the red zone as well. So I think you got more upside with Pittman than you do with Kirk. I like Christian Kirk though. If he's free after this year, the Colts need another receiver. The ghost is getting old. He's going to be a ghost soon. But yeah.
I'm with Walter, man, for everything that he said, just word for word. So I'm going Pittman as well in that situation.
Fair enough. And Walter, a couple of weeks ago, I asked you, is Jonathan Taylor going to get going? And I feel like ever since then, that man has got going.
You woke him up. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'll take credit for that, but more so, I just need him for my team. I got him in like 3 leagues. So,
he's nice.
Was phenomenal. That was a great game.
Expect another big game from Taylor this week.
Should, unless they start doing stupid stuff. Should,
like playing bubble defense, and can't.
Is your corners healthy?
Bro, I have no. We were down there. So people talk about Lamar Jackson. I'm about to give a little. I'll make this really quick.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson was cut. He was throwing the ball against practice squad corners. We were literally down our last 3 corners that game. So it's like we played well the entire game. I hope so. I got to look at our in and out. I think Xavier Rhodes could play, and Rock Yassin, he could also play, who's our best corner right now. But we'll see.
And no, that's fair. And then Alex here made a valid point. Cliff Kingsbury did test positive for COVID, and he is out. So honestly, don't know what to expect for the most part for that team today. And we'll get into
I don't know, man. I feel like they can freaking he can run that offense via like cell phone or Skype or something.
I was gonna say that.
I think he'll still be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe so. I just know that offense, how it's structured, is complicated, and they needed Kyler, who I guess familiar with the offense, to make it work. So I mean, in theory, it should run itself. But
who are they playing?
The Browns. We'll get into that, because
that's a good game. That might be game of the week.
Now, one game that's not game of the week, because we should expect a beat down here. So Robert Woods owners, you have been resurrected. Like he's no longer at the bottom of that pool with the dead man's chest and stuff, and that means he's actually like floating again. Last week, I believe 14 targets, 12 catches, 150 yards, or something like that. So, I mean, it's Robert Woods like going forward. I'm not saying he's gonna have that production, but is he gonna be willing, worthy to start in your lineup again?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, and we can credit Sean McVay to wanting to get Robert Woods up on like the right track. Look, Cooper Kupp has been eating, and I think Cooper Kupp will continue to eat because the rapport that he and Matthew Stafford have, like I said it like early on, like that was gonna be an incredible 1-2 punch. But when you add that extra receiver to like the mix, it just makes them that more scary. So McVay understood the assignment, and he gets an A+ for resurrecting that man. I did not draft him in any leagues, Robert Woods, because I knew how good Cooper Kupp was going to be, and he was going to be the main beneficiary. But let's not get it twisted. Robert Woods is a good fantasy football player, and I think that is going to start to trend upward from this point going forward. Look, the Giants secondary, it ain't no slouch. It's not terrible by any stretch. The Giants are just a terrible team overall. But I feel like both of those guys can get it going. Look, I expect the Rams to win this one like big. So.
Let me point out that surprisingly enough, he could have arguably made our list for surprises. Daniel Jones has actually been a fantasy worthy starter, and he's playing today. So I mean, for Daniel Jones owners out there and who might be looking to play him in like DFS with DraftKings or FanDuel or something, I mean, can he be productive today? Can he be a sneaky play today against this stout Rams team? There might be a lot of opportunities here.
I think he can, just because of the game flow. I think they're gonna have to throw it more than they're gonna have to run it. They got Saquon is out, and like I think Galladay is out, and like so like they're gonna need a couple of players like a Evan Ingram or a Sterling Shepard to step up. Thank you. So it's I think he can be a good option this week, but just temper your expectations because he is playing against Jalen Ramsey in the ball.
And real quick before you go, Walter, just want to point out that Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, they all have injury designations on their names. So honestly, I don't know who is playing, who's not. I would imagine 3 out the 4 are playing.
Yeah,
but I don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm hearing Galladay is out. Sterling Shepard is trending upward towards playing today. Again, like you said, Jamar, it'll be like one of those things that you're going to have to monitor all the way up until game time.
Facts. You got any thoughts on this game? Because I know you went off on Saquon earlier.
I ain't got nothing to say about Saquon, man. I'm down with Saquon, man.
So, Keelan, if you are watching, this guy drafted Saquon ever since he's been in the league, in our main league, Jamar. Ever since he's been in the league. I feel for you, brother. I told you not to do it. I told you not to do it. I'm going to go out on the record and say, like, look, I think the way that Saquon's body is set up, man, like, I think he just got, like, way too many muscles on top of muscles or something like that. When it's like, whenever you run and jump and cut the way that this guy does, man, it just always seems to, like, tweak something. It just always seemed to happen.
He didn't have those injury issues in college.
No, he didn't. But it's I don't know, man, and I don't even think you can get down to like usage because like it's guys that has been utilized a little bit more than Saquon, and they're still out there playing. So I mean, and you can't say conditioning, man. The dude is built like an F-150. So I don't.
But is he bodybuilder big or is he? He
is borderline bodybuilder big. So maybe he needs to slim down a bit. I don't know.
So what you're saying? He got those big old inflatable arms like SpongeBob.
Yeah, basically, man. Like, did you see this guy's legs? It's like 2 tree stumps, man. So it's just ridiculous. So maybe he needs to cut some of that down.
It's like I am personally a Saquon fan. I am, and the fact that he's like continuously out for one thing or another, it's disheartening. I feel bad for the guy. And let me throw this into perspective. Maybe he's getting hurt because he's like over doing more than what he has to because maybe the offensive line is that bad. Maybe he has to like put in extra effort to get an extra 2 yards when the offensive line should make a easier hole for him. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. It's like, it's one thing to have your usage rate up, but when you have your usage rate up and you're doing more than you should, then you might become more injury prone. I mean, Lamar Jackson, I'm not saying that he's hurt yet, but I'm saying Lamar Jackson is doing probably a little bit more than he has to right now. It might be prone for that as well. I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it sucks. It does. And if you're somebody like Keelan who keeps drafting him year in, year out, it's like I'm gonna see Keelan on a billboard and I'm gonna see the word insanity next to it. And they're gonna ask for the definition. There's gonna be an arrow pointing at Keelan with Saquon Barkley on his phone. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, basically, he said that he doesn't want to play the lottery and like have somebody else hit the jackpot. He's basically warming that slot up, and he doesn't want to see anybody hit the jackpot besides himself. I think those were some of the something around like the lines that he said. So, hey, if you want to keep on drafting a guy that high and not getting any production from your number one pick in fantasy football, be my guest, man.
Well, it sounds like I don't know this gentleman, but you said some lines that he said. He might be doing some lines.
Just to get by.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're gonna break it, brother.
Honestly, I don't know the Giants medical staff is just as trash as the 49ers right now. But if Saquon ends up on another team, if Saquon was on the Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens or somebody that can actually run the ball and with a good offensive line, or the Dallas Cowboys, it'd be a whole different ball game.
But I do got to throw out one quick thing real quick while we are bashing him for drafting him. I think Keelan is the number one person in our league right now with a 4-1 record. So he does have that to say. No Saquon, no problem right now.
Hey, I guess he can justify drafting Saquon at the moment. All right. We're going to get into an interesting game. Like seriously, I find this interesting because one team is underachieving, and we know that. The other team is probably playing at that same level, but that's probably their level of play right now. So, and I have a bold prediction here. Terry McLaurin finishes top 5 wide receiver this week.
Easily.
I mean, Chiefs secondary is beyond trash. Dude. Every time you look up, you see the honey badger with his arms up looking at Sorensen. Come on, bro. Sorensen always getting burnt. I don't understand. It's almost like the same personnel, if I'm not mistaken, on defense. When they was going to the Super Bowl, their defense was playing good enough. Mm-hmm. We don't expect them to be elite by any means. But there is talent on this defense, and they just have to play good enough. They just have to play probably average at best. That's the same thing I would say about the Arizona Cardinals defense in order for them to actually make a real run. They just have to play average at best. We know what this offense is, but honestly, they're beating themselves. They are beating themselves, except for last week. They got beat down. But prior to that, they gave away 2 games. So they should be 4-1 right now. But yeah, their defense is trash. Terry McLaurin gets a lot of targets. I don't see why he can't finish top 5 this week.
You got to invest on both sides of the ball. We've seen this time and time again where offensive power teams, continue to offense. You got to invest on the defensive side of the ball, and I don't feel like Kansas City's done that. And they got beat last year by Tampa Bay was balanced, and when they're playing against these teams, they're well balanced. I mean, you got nothing for them. Patrick Mahomes, yeah, you can throw the ball 500 times, but I mean, you got to have some type of defense, and they're they've done themselves no favors by not investing on their defense
at all. But I guess for the most part here, there's going to be a lot of guys that you're going to be able to play today in this matchup. So very, very fantasy friendly. And this should be a good game.
Is that Justin Fields?
Hey, one day.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to let you all talk about this next game. I'm going to close my screen for a second. But Vikings and Panthers, CNC on IR, Dalvin Cook returns. So you all take it away on this.
All right, so I mean, I really do believe that this can be a good game for Chuba Hubbard. Like I mentioned earlier, like that's one of the guys that you do want to handcuff because Christian McCaffrey always gets hurt, and like we're speaking about another guy in Dalvin Cook, and who just always seems to be hurt and can't play a 16-game season. That's why you definitely want to handcuff Alexander Madison. So the Vikings and Panthers game, on paper, it seems like a good football game. I do think that you're going to start like the main players, Christian Kirk. I think you got to kind of cap his upside a little bit, considering that how good the Panthers defense has been. Like they look very, very good. And didn't they make an addition this week? Like a big addition, right?
Who, the Panthers? Right?
Yeah, no, the Panthers. No, Stephon Gilmore, right?
Oh yeah.
So he did, yeah. No, I doubt he plays this week, but I just think that makes their secondary a look, that much stronger.
Yeah.
And like,
up
on the defensive side of the ball, man, they have been playing like lights out. So if I had to pick one of the teams that's going to win, I would probably lean towards the Panthers because they're at home. But I mean, you're gonna start the Justin Jeffersons, the Adam Thielens, the Dalvin Cooks, like guys like that. But
it does say Dalvin Cook returns.
Yep. Cook is back this week. Cook is back this week.
But for how long?
I know it. But that's the main reason. Like we can't stress it enough. Get those handcuffs. And Alexander Madison is a fantastic fill-in. We've seen him do Dalvin Cook-esque things whenever Dalvin Cook can't play in the game. So it's just one of those things. And I think Chuba Herbert is exactly the same. So handcuff, man. Can't say it enough. Handcuff.
It's perfect. Right on time, bro.
Nice. So I take it we talked about Cook and Chuba there and all that good stuff. I feel like, I guess, now let me ask this. For the pass catchers for the Vikings, going against a secondary in Carolina that's actually really, really good.
That's what we just talked about. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So
you gotta you're gonna have to like kind of more so temper your expectations, and like they have been phenomenal on that side of the football, and no one's talking about it, Jamar. And we also talked about the addition of Stephon Gilmore, even though he may not play this week, but it just gives them that extra oomph on defense. So you got to shout out the Panthers for saying like, oh man, we're doing good. Like let's go out and get a Gilmore so we can strengthen that defense. So shout out to them.
Absolutely. Gilmore will return next week. Sam Darnold has been a pleasant surprise as well this year.
Absolutely.
I think he has a chance to be he could be a top 5 player this week. And I know that's a stretch a little bit, but I mean, last week, I mentioned that he was Cam Newton 2.0 as far as finding the end zone with his legs.
Yeah, man, I ain't liking that, man, because I got Chuba in one league, and like he's been stealing touchdowns. I don't like that. Like I look on my phone, like I was at work, bro. I'm like, oh man, like I know Chuba about to score, and like I look, I'm like, his points didn't go up, and I look Sam Darnold. I'm like, God dang it, man. So I mean, it's all good. I think he does find the end zone this week. So.
Facts. All right, next matchup here is arguably game of the week, for real. Chargers, Ravens. My quick question is, better performance today, Herbert or Jackson?
Who you taking, bro? Go ahead. I got mine. I'm here.
You know what? Oh man, I'm going J Herb, and yes, it does have everything to do with me being a Steelers fan, like you guys may or may not know. Look, I know we suck, right? But the thing about it is, I still can't take my Steelers hat off and tip it to a Baltimore Raven. As good as Lamar Jackson has been, I think he's a top, 5 to 10 quarterback in the league whenever he's out there slicing and dicing. But Justin Herbert has been playing on another stratosphere, dude. Like this dude's been balling. The weapons that they have are much better than the weapons offensively in which Baltimore has. Like those guys offensively are probably one of the top tier teams in the league. Austin Eckler's been doing his thing. He's been balling. So I'm gonna have to go in this game. Better performance, J Herb for me.
I'm taking Herb as well. I think Baltimore has been the most fortunate team in the NFL right now. Between bad coaching with us, you got missed field goals. Buddy extra like record-setting field goals and stuff like that. I'm still not. I'm still not sold. And I think when we talk about balance, I think freaking Chargers. I was about to call them San Diego. I think the Chargers are, they're a well-rounded team, and like Herbert's just that dude. Yeah.
I mean, Alice agrees as far as all them threats around him. I mean,
yeah, man, too tough.
Plethora of weapons. Hold on. All right, we get into the next matchup here, and I'll put on myself on mute. Go ahead and take it away.
All right, Sir Nicholas Chubb is – he always calls him Sir Nicholas Chubb. Sir Nicholas Chubb is out. Yes, he is. Kareem Hunt should be unlocked. And the games in which he played last year when, Nick Chubb was out, Kareem Hunt didn't truly look the part. But, again, I still think he comes in here and gets it done this week against the Cardinals. I'm not saying that they're going to win. I still got the Cardinals to win this game. Again, my Steelers hat is still on, but – Kareem Hunt should be phenomenal in both facets, in both receiving and in rushing. It just seems like he's just it's not fair that a RB1 has to play the RB2 role basically on like someone else's like team because Nick Chubb is there. He goes anywhere, man. He can pretty much knock anybody off their starting spot. It just so happens that they got a younger, more physical player in Nick Chubb. So Kareem Hunt should have no problem finding, top 10 status in PPR format this week.
Let me be very clear here. The Kansas City Chiefs missed Kareem Hunt. Let's be very clear. Kansas City Chiefs offense with Kareem Hunt is dynamic. They would have probably ended up in the Super Bowl every year if Kareem Hunt was still on that team, and probably would have came out with 2 victories if Kareem Hunt was on that team. Just saying. Anytime that Nick Chubb is out, Kareem Hunt is a top 10 player, without a doubt. He's just that dynamic. He's an ultimate dual threat guy. I mean, I seen him torch my Bears, but I also seen him torch other teams as well. Last week, I think he had a coming out party doing his thing in that game against the Chargers. What more can you say about the guy?
Well, I think what Sean was saying was like when he's been put in the spotlight, like Kareem Hunt has done really good in that backup role. I think he's kind of embraced that. But when he's had to be like that guy, it hasn't like fared out as much.
Okay.
Not saying that he can't, but
right. Yeah, that's more so what happened last year, right?
Yep. That is exactly what happened last year.
And it was a little, underwhelming performances based on our expectations, right?
No, they were solid. Like he was solid. It wasn't like, like let's just run home about it. Like it really wasn't nothing to run home about.
Gotcha. I mean, I get that. I think today though, because I don't know what Cardinals defense is going to show up. So there is an opportunity there for him to actually, maybe show flashes of him being the guy and having the production match that opportunity today.
No, I'm with you.
I guess my question is on the other side of the ball real quick. Browns defense is good, but also just witnessed the Browns defense give up 47 points last week.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. The Browns defense has the potential to be good. It just seemed like all of those guys don't play together at whatever moment that they need for them to come together. They got the good names, but they just haven't put it all together on that side of the football, which means that you can score on them. And whenever you bring a Kyler Murray-led offense, and we know the weapons that the Cardinals bring into the dog pound, man, like it's going to be a long night for Myles Garrett and them boys, man. So, again, I still like the Cardinals in this football game. Oh, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has been playing okay. And I'm going to go ahead and say that to my brother Nate. I'm not a fan of Baker Mayfield. Never have been. Probably never will be. I just don't think that he can be a quarterback in which you can say, oh, man, that's going to be the guy who's going to take us to the promised land. I don't think he's that. I think he's just more so of a product of a very good run game.
Yep.
He rolls out very well and he throws up on a run pretty well. He meshes and they play to his strengths. But as far as him being a quarterback allegiance to the promised land, probably not. I can't see the Browns going to the Super Bowl this season.
Oh, him the ultimate game manager. Then.
I mean, he is a little bit more of a game manager now than what I, called him like an Alex Smith, like, last year or something like that. But it's
game manager, pretty much. They don't even have him listed as a quarterback. They have him listed as Baker Mayfield, game manager, Cleveland Browns.
I mean, that's basically where he's been. So
yeah, I mean, because when you got threats like I can't even think of anybody's names. You got Odell. What's the other receiver's name? It was hurt.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry. You got weapons like that, and you got Njoku. I mean, if you had a better quarterback, and they got Hooper as well. I mean, you would think that he would be balling out with weapons like that. You put a Kyler Murray on the team like that, and he's lighting it up. And we'll see. And they're trying to blame everything on Odell. I think the thing is Baker can't get him the ball. He doesn't have the ability. He doesn't have the skill set to utilize a threat like Odell.
Maybe not. I mean, there's been opportunities this year to where he has a chance to actually make plays and not be a game manager and win games, and has come up short. So, I mean, he may have another opportunity today, but as of right now, I mean, from the evidence, he's not that guy right now. But as far as fantasy perspective, he can be an interesting streaming option today.
Hey, is Chandler Jones playing today? I know he had popped on COVID list, right?
You know what? I actually have that man on my dynasty team. So give me 1 second. I'll tell you. And then in the meantime, we'll get to this next game here.
It says he's set to miss game with COVID.
Okay.
So that's that.
You got the races against the Broncos.
So you better go ahead and take him out your lineup now, Jamar.
Yeah.
Will do. All right, so we got a division game here. One team is called the Racists, apparently, and the other team is the Broncos. So the Raiders are definitely without Gruden here. His tenure is done. As probably his career is done as well.
Yeah.
So that's probably a wrap. With Gruden or without Gruden, like Derek Carr is going to have a brutal matchup here today.
Yep.
Is there anybody on the Raiders, maybe besides Waller, that you feel comfortable starting against the Broncos in Mile High?
Is Josh Jacobs back, or is he still out?
He's back.
Maybe.
I would give flex appeal to Hunter Renfrow, but outside of that, just because he has maintained a steady target share. But outside of that, nah, I really don't. Like, you don't want to play a what's the speedy guy there, Henry Ruggs, because he's like just basically like a boom or bust. And like that Broncos secondary is terrific. Like, make no mistake about it. But this is one of those games that's going to tell exactly who the Broncos are. Are you going to, just keep beating up on those, 0-3, 0-4 teams like what they did at the beginning of the season, or can they really go out and prove the doubters wrong? And again, it's going to be a game for the the Raiders, and see can they actually silence the noise and go out there and win one. So this game has a couple of fantasy and reality implications there. So we'll see.
Hey, the Raiders might come out and make John Lynch. I said John Lynch. Jeez. John Gruden proud and lynch the Broncos today. I didn't say that. I got a personal. So even besides this, I've never liked John Gruden. I'm just throwing it out there. I've never thought he was a good coach. That quarterback crap guru. That's never a thing. I got like a personal thing against John Gruden. So this was just like the icing on the cake. Yeah.
I mean, Keyshawn called him a fraud. So
he is a fraud, and I'm standing with Keyshawn. That man took Tony Dungy's team, played against his own team to win the Super Bowl. That team was already stacked. And then what happened to Tampa Bay after that?
I love that sound effect.
Yeah. Okay. And gave Peyton Manning his greatest comeback of his life, down 28 points in the game in Tampa Bay, senior year of high school, stayed up all night, missed school the next day. But I mean, they were on a decline after that. So, like, where does he get this? He had I guess the personality part was great, but I mean, besides that, I've never been a Gruden fan when it came to coaching.
I mean, I guess the only thing that I know that he probably had a hand in was when he was with the Raiders the first time back in Oakland, and that team's offense, was actually still pretty good at the time. That's other than that, like I haven't really seen any proving grounds. Like you said, he took over a turnkey team and just got it done. That was all Tony Dungy. Everybody knows that.
With Brad Johnson. But come on, man. Like, and he's supposed to be his quarterback guru. Like, Derek Carr was decent before, but last year they were talking about trading him.
So,
I'm not buying it with the Gruden thing.
Fair enough. So, I would imagine Broncos should win this game, but in that division, who knows?
Right.
All right. So we have next matchup. We have America's team and against self-proclaimed America's team here. Cowboys and Patriots. You all take it away.
Oh
my God, dude! This is I just forgot to set my lineup in that dynasty league. That's the last one. Myles Gaskin has already started to play.
No.
Man, yeah, bro. Like, it's
just
like,
game,
I'm up there telling Jamar to make sure that he start his guy, and I'm over here slacking. So it's guess I'm gonna have to play someone else right now. Yeah, it does. So Cowboys and Patriots, America's team versus the other red, white, and blue team. So look, it's gonna be a tough one for Dak and company. In my opinion, I think so. I'm not saying that they're not gonna pull up the win. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be tough sledding for them. Look, you're still gonna play those guys. I'm just saying, temper your expectations with them. Dak is gonna be good. Dak is gonna be pretty good. It just seems like they've been running the ball a little bit more consistently with Ezekiel Elliott. Like they've been feeding him. They've been feeding him like for the past couple of weeks, which has taken away some of the production from guys like CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper and Dalton Schultz and like guys like that. So I just feel like that this is going to be another Ezekiel Elliott game, in my opinion. They're going to ground and pound it out. They're going to use Dak like sparingly in this one. The Patriots. Oh man, I really don't like too many people from this, Walter. Like I don't, bro. Like I don't. I probably would leave everyone on my bench from that team. And why do I even own a multitude of Patriots players?
Yeah.
No.
Only person, like, if you're just like dying for a tight end, you go Hunter Henry.
Okay.
He's found touchdown a few times this season, but besides that, that's basically about it. They don't have any elite receiver that you like. Oh yeah, he's gonna do.
I just think that's one of those teams that you probably don't want to go ahead and take the risk on. Like you said, Hunter Henry, like maybe if you need like a tight end, maybe it's like your tight end is out, go ahead and plug Hunter Henry in there. But like anyone else, Patriots, my only people you should start. Hunter, yeah. And Damian Harris, yeah.
Damian Harris, like,
is he injured?
He's questionable, but expected to play, just like Ezekiel Elliott, questionable, expected to play.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's. Other than that,
got a fun question here though.
Okay.
So, does Trayvon Diggs get another pick today?
Yes.
Isn't he questionable to play as well?
That part I'm not sure, but let's just say he does play.
Yes.
I mean, I would say, yeah, man, and like that guy has been the better of the Diggs right now. He's been outplaying his all-pro wide receiver brother counterpart in Stephon Diggs, in my opinion, thus far through these, couple of 6 games so far this season. We're on week 7?
No, this is 5 games, 6 picks.
Okay, so yeah, I mean it's yeah. I say he gets it done. I say he does if he does.
I'm gonna start this conspiracy. Maybe. Just maybe that's Stephon Diggs playing DB. That's why he's catching all those interceptions. Maybe that's what it is. He's trying to help He's trying to help brother get his contract, and that's Trayvon over in Buffalo not catching anything.
The plot thickens. That's just like in the NBA when the Morris twins, like they were swapping out in the middle of the
Yep.
finals. So makes sense. All right, moving on to a team that's near and dear to Deshaun's heart. You all take it away. Seahawks and Steelers.
All right, like we mentioned before, upon like the Seahawks side of the football, we mentioned like the injuries to Russell Wilson and to Mr. RB2 and Chris Carson. So, like, you know, you're gonna have to basically take a wait and see approach about like that backfield. Jamar, you mentioned DJ Dallas, Travis Homer, guys like that. They might get a little bit of uptick in usage. But Alex Collins is, you know, slated to be the guy. But I really wouldn't insert him into my lineup just yet. Just take the wait and see approach, see exactly what they're going to do with that backfield. Guys like DK Metcalf, you still want to start because, hey, it's DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett as well. I'm quite sure that you don't have better options there. So, like, those are going to be, like, the main two guys who you're going to start. But upon, like, the Steelers side of the football, the Seahawks secondary has been trash. Like, I'm not going to mince words. So expect another big game from Deontay Johnson, who has been an absolute target hog. The injury to Juju Smith-Schuster should bring Chase Claypool into wide receiver 2 territory this week as well. So I believe both of those guys should be a good play. Like, let's not talk about Najee Harris and the things that he has done in the backfield for like the past couple of weeks since after passing game. He has potential to be a top 10 running back at home for like the Steelers this week. I like the Steelers in this football game only because of the injury to Russell Wilson and what's the name. So I think my Steelers should be able to get it done this week. Should be able to get it done.
I think you guys will get it done as well. It's something funny, man. So we had Alex Sanders commenting, and I got a cousin named Alex Sanders. I was getting really excited until Buddy was like, Patriots was his team. So I just sent my cousin a text. I was like, is that you? Wow, that's not. Yeah. So it's another Alex Sanders. It's crazy. It's okay, though. It's okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just think this is going to be a game to where, you know, you definitely want to take that wait-and-see approach as far as, like, the Seahawks backfield go. But my Steelers should be able to pull it off. Big Ben, going to be Big Ben. He's going to throw an interception in this game. It just seems like
who's he going to throw it to? Who's he going to throw it to?
I don't know. I just think it's going to be like one of those, like, tipped interceptions. Like, it just always happens, like, at, like, a line of scrimmage or something like that. So, but Deontay Johnson should feast this week. He really should.
You guys' defense is, you know, pretty legit as well. I think they'll be able to contain Geno Smith.
Should. I mean, you would think so. I believe Watt is playing this week, and we got a couple of key guys back. The offensive line has been playing a little bit better in like the past couple of weeks, but like those young boys need to get it together. Keep old man Ben upright until he can be able to retire, man. So I like the Steelers in this game. Not by much considering how awful we've been playing, but hopefully we'll be able to bring that record into 500 after this week.
Yeah. We lost Jamar.
Okay, so he went ahead and switched it over for us. Bills versus Titans, Mafia versus Monsters. Look, the Bills are the team to beat. In my opinion, I know what Tampa Tom is doing down there. I know what Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay are doing over there up on like the West Coast. But man, the Bills look legit. I believe this is the game in which Stephon Diggs can finally get it going. Because like I mentioned earlier, the Titans got like that Pop Warner secondary. Like they're playing out there with Pop Warner safety. So Dawson Knox, even Emmanuel Sanders has flex appeal this week. In my opinion, versus like that terrible Titans secondary. Ryan Tannehill hasn't looked the part yet.
No, not at all.
And like, no, he hasn't. And for that reason, I feel like you guys as coach are still alive. You know what I mean? Because of like how that division is going right now. Yeah. So even with you guys' like missteps this season, you still got a shot to be able to reclaim that top spot inside of your division. Upon like the Titans side of the football, Jamar mentioned AJ Brown not playing up to his best ability. I believe they do get Julio Jones back this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Are they getting both of them back or just one of them? Because I don't know.
I'm gonna have to check that. But either way it goes, you still want to temper your expectations because the Bills secondary has been playing lights out. It's like last year the Bills defense, like they got the names, but they just really couldn't put it together. And like the previous year before last year, like they have been like lights out. So I think they're getting back to that like defensive mentality because they have the personnel. They just need to just go ahead and start doing the damn thing. So I like the Bills in this football game.
Yeah, they got AJ Brown on a snap count this week, so that's gonna be kind of like hit or miss.
Yeah,
they haven't looked as good as we thought they would. Especially adding Julio Jones. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's been a mixture of a couple of things. Questionable play calling. It's been like injury mishaps to that wide receiving core there. They're missing a tight end. I mean, they may be missing John Smith a little bit, man, because he was productive last year. It's just one of those things like, what the hell is going on with Tennessee right now? Like, what is going on in Tennessee? You have the personnel on offense. Ryan Tannehill has been great last year. Like, let's not mince words there, but he hasn't showed up. He hasn't showed up just yet. And I expect the Bills to stomp a mud hole in him. So.
I need him to stomp a mud hole in him. I need that.
They should.
Man, wouldn't that be a great revenge? I'm pretty sure last year, Derrick Henry throwing Josh Norman out of bounds, and I'm pretty sure the Titans won that game too. So,
didn't he throw him out the league? Is Josh Norman even playing anymore?
Yeah, he's with the
Washington,
Niners,
I think.
I believe.
Oh, is he with the Niners? Yeah, he is.
See, he threw him to the other side of the country.
But no, I mean the way the Bills are playing, you all alluded to it. I mean, they should handle business. Tennessee's secondary is beyond trash.
Yeah.
This might be the day that Stephon Diggs, might actually, show up and be Stephon Diggs. If not, like I said earlier, they need to break up that bromance and just get back to business. No more lovey-dovey stuff. Julio and AJ Brown are playing, so that should be interesting.
And Walter already mentioned that AJ is going to be up on like a snap count. So again, a snap count with a very good Bills secondary.
I'm not playing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. If you have better options, and I'm glad you said that, Jamar. If you have better options, keep AJ Brown up on your bench. I get it; he's a big name, and you probably drafted him to be wide receiver 1 or a high-end wide receiver 2 on your fantasy football team. But if you got better options, man, just do it. Snap count, Bills defense, just not too good. It's not a very good mixture there.
Yeah. Because on my main team, I got Stephon Diggs, I got AJ Brown, I benched him, I played Chris Godwin. That didn't turn out all too well. But I rather took the chance with Godwin against the Eagles instead of AJ Brown on snap count against the Bills. Like, it just makes sense to me. All right, so I'm definitely tuning into that game tomorrow.
That's gonna be great.
All right, fellas. I mean, we basically at the end here. There's a game going on right now. I think that score is 0-0. I mean, what else do you expect from
Hey.
Well, I mean, the game did just start, so give it a little bit of time, Jamar.
Just real quick. I just want to bring it up. I don't know if anybody cares or not. Carson Wentz doesn't look bad. I'm gonna say it. He's thrown 1 interception this year, 1,300 yards, 7 tubs. We haven't had that. We'll see how it fared out, but he hasn't. He's not that turnover machine they said we were going to get. And when his legs are good, he's looked all right. He threw for 400 yards last week, so he's not bad. He's not bad.
He's not, man. It's just more so. I guess at this point, it's just the record. That's all it is.
That's it. Once we get the record, I mean. And looking at Jalen Hurts, maybe it wasn't Carson's fault, man.
I'm not going all the way that far, but this season, I need it.
Our record is terrible. I mean, he only had he's only had his legs 1 game this season.
Oh man.
Because he got injured versus
the Colts advocate. Yep, that's him.
Absolutely. I'm here. I'm just saying.
I mean, and our Super Colts fan here, our Super Colts fan going to be at the game against Houston today.
Sir.
We need pictures, man.
Always. They'll be similar. Yeah, they'll be similar to the other one. I'll post them up today.
Cool.
I'll send them to you so you can post them up. Yeah. He's not bad though. I'm telling you.
So it looks like the Dolphins are in the red zone right now. They're up on the Jacksonville 16.
That doesn't
What's
mean
his name is
anything.
looking pretty good right now. Jalen Waddle, three catches for 23 yards thus far. With all those injuries, like the other wide receivers there, I think
As
he
he
should
should.
do just fine. Yeah.
He should eat. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he explosive like a 50-yard play and a touchdown. He's explosive. Let him eat.
How many quarters is Tua gonna play?
2.5.
Oh.
So that's about what 55 cents right there on the dollar.
Oh man, that's another guy, man. I feel bad for that guy. I mean, I don't feel bad for him because he's rich. He's going to be rich. But health wise, man, yeah, he can't catch a break. Well, he can. He's caught a lot of breaks, honestly. But
that's tough.
Yeah,
he really has broken ribs. That is. So
yeah, broken ribs. I mean, he's tearing muscles and stuff. I didn't even know he had.
Oh man, hey, Deshaun, man, hey, show off that hoodie, man.
The hoodie, yeah, man, it is tough. It's a tough hoodie, really good fit, durable. We in hoodie season right now, man. So like this is definitely a good look.
Definitely gonna have to, get Mr. Procrastinator some gear.
It's happening this week. I'm ordering this week. So before we get off, I get it. I got it this week.
Oh, Jalen Waddle touchdown.
What? Okay.
Yep, already.
That's what I'm talking about. TV.
Man, I don't even think I played him. Nope.
You were smart not to play. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm podcasting while playing Nintendo Wii U at the same time.
Hey, you got
multitasking at his finest, man.
Yes. Welcome to fatherhood.
Can't get enough of it. And there's a Furby in the background going off too.
A Furby? Those are still around?
Dude, I'm shocked. I guess it's an updated version.
Is that a smart TV?
Nah, but he's treating it like one.
That's funny.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah.
Deshaun, where can they find us, man?
Man, they can find us basically everywhere where podcasts are being found. Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, man, basically everywhere where you can pick up a podcast format. We are there. So definitely make sure you check in. Check into like the Facebook page as well. Right now we are streaming live up on YouTube. Definitely check us out there. Give the page, a thumbs up if you like the content. Thumbs down if you really don't like what we're doing, but all the love is appreciated.
We don't need any thumbs down, bro. We don't need any negativity.
No, I mean, hopefully not. But you have,
if you want to be negative, just keep rolling, man. We're all positive vibes over
here.
Facts. And if you want to donate and help us out here to get more stuff, grow a little bigger.
Yeah, like Bill.
Got that cash app, Destination Fantasy. So, all right, gentlemen, I'm about to go watch some football. I also got to pull up a toilet, man. This dude here, man.
What?
Yeah, bro. Look, like we got like little night lights around the house, and I come home on Friday, and there's a night light stuck in the toilet, and nobody even like said anything. I tried to grab it. It is stuck. My auger can't even get through to it, so I'm about to go pull out a toilet today, man.
This is dad problems right here. I love it.
Look, man. I'm gonna say shout out to I went to go see Halloween Kills yesterday, man. It was fire to me, man. I know it's been like a lot. Yeah, it's been a lot of mixed reviews on it. It was a couple of parts in it where it's like, dude, I liked it myself personally, and it was very good to me in my humble opinion. So
does Michael Myers have dementia now?
Huh?
Does Michael Myers have dementia now?
Dementia.
You don't even know who he's stabbing.
He really don't care. So
okay.
Just don't get in his path. That's all I'm gonna say. But nah, I think the movie was good and it sets up perfectly for the third movie inside the trilogy. So.
Another one?
Yeah, it's a trilogy. They said it at the beginning when they made like that Halloween. I think it's Halloween and Halloween Kills and then Halloween Ends. So I think that's gonna be like the trilogy of it. Hopefully he finally like dies, man. We'll see.
All right. Please. Like they better hope that they gotta kill him off on the next one before the people actually die. Like
I mean, we'll see. We will
That'd
see.
Be tragic.
Man. Yeah, Michael Myers putting on icy hat. I'm just... Nah.
And I heard you can also like if you have that premium like Peacock subscription or something, you can watch.
Yep, you can stream it there as well. Yep, it's streaming on Peacock as well as in theaters right now. So
okay,
if you haven't seen it, and then you are a horror film guy like myself, it was definitely pretty dope in my opinion. So.
Nice. All right, so let's wrap this up. So appreciate all the support. We will see you all next week. For my brothers, Deshaun and Walter, peace out. Go Bears.